Hello everyone, welcome to MedConcised. This YouTube channel is primarily created for the last minute revision for your exams, whether it is university exams or NESET or NEET PG. So yeah, let's go into the first video of our channel, which is a rapid revision of all the classification in the biliary system. So in this video, we'll be seeing 6 classification primarily asked in your exams. The first one being the Dorani classification for choledochal cyst. Choledochal cyst is a cystic dilatation, a congenital cystic dilatation of the biliary tree. Then the second one being the Bismuth-Collatz classification for cholangiocarcinoma, C for C, and the Bismuth classification for benign biliary stricture, the Strasberg classification for the biliary tree injury, the Kasai classification for biliary atresia, the extrahepatic biliary atresia, and the sixth one, the Sanders classification for Mirizi syndrome. Let's see the first one, the Dorani classification for the choledochal cyst. The type 1, in type 1 there is a fusiform dilatation of the common bile duct, and this is the most common one. In type 2 there is a saccular dilatation of the common bile duct, and it almost appears as if there is a second gallbladder, no? And the third one, there is cystic dilatation of the intraduodenal portion of the common bile duct, and this is also called as choledococele. Next is 4A and 4B. 4A and 4B, there is multiple cystic dilatation of the biliary tree. In 4A, it is involving both the intrahepatic and the extrahepatic elements. That is the intrahepatic ducts and the extrahepatic ducts. There is multiple cystic dilatation. In 4B, only the extrahepatic component of the biliary tree is involved. There is cystic dilatation of the extrahepatic biliary duct. In type 5, which is your favorite, the Caroli's disease, there is multiple cystic dilatation of all the intrahepatic ducts. So we'll see overall. In type 1 there is a fusiform dilatation. In type 2 there is a saccular dilatation. In type 3 there is involvement of the intraduodenal portion of the bile duct. In type 4A, both the extrahepatic and intrahepatic multiple cystic dilatations are there. In type 4B, there is only extrahepatic multiple cystic dilatations. In type 5, only there is intrahepatic multiple cystic dilatation are there. So next is Bismuth-Collatz classification for cholangiocarcinoma. This is also very easy. Here the green one, I am representing the normal bile tree by the green one, and by the brown color I am representing the carcinoma. So in type 1 there is involvement of the common hepatic duct alone. Now it is now going up and up. It is now going up and involving the confluence. So confluence is destroyed. In type 3A, it's going to the right side. So the common hepatic duct and the right hepatic duct are involved. In type 3B, it's going to the left side. So the common hepatic duct and the left hepatic duct is involved. In type 4, it involving both the sides. So the common hepatic duct, the right hepatic duct and the left hepatic duct, everything is involved. So yeah, this is very easy to remember. No, it's going up and up from the CHT. CHT is the confluence to the right side, to the left side, and to the both sides. Next is Bismuth classification of the benign biliary stricture. So it's very easy to remember. This is my easiest to remember of all the classification. First one, there is a stricture. I'm showing the level of stricture by this line. The stricture is present more than 2 cm from the confluence. This is the confluence, no? The stricture is present more than 2 cm from the confluence. In type 2, this stricture is present within 2 cm from the confluence. In type 3, there is the stricture is present just near the confluence, but the confluence is still intact. In type 4, the confluence is destroyed. So the right and the left hepatic ducts are not communicating at all. In type 5, there is this right aberrant hepatic duct. What is this right aberrant hepatic duct? It is a sectoral duct which is draining few segments of the right lobe of the liver, and it will drain directly into the CBD. So involvement of this, there is a stricture in this right aberrant hepatic duct, with or without a stricture in the CBD, and this is type 5. So type 1 is more than 2 cm from the confluence, type 2 is less than 2 cm from the confluence, type 3 is near the confluence but the confluence is still intact. In type 5 confluence is destroyed, in type 4 the confluence is destroyed, and in type 5 there is involvement of the right aberrant hepatic duct and the CBD. Then see about the Stasberg classification of the biliary tree injury. In type A, there is injury to the minor hepatic ducts and the cystic duct with the presence of a leak. In type B, the right aberrant hepatic duct is divided or injured, but there is no leak. In type C, the same right aberrant hepatic duct is injured with the presence of a leak. In type D, there is lateral injury to the common hepatic duct or the common bile duct. So type A, there is injury to the minor hepatic ducts or the cystic duct with leak. In type B, there is injury to the right aberrant hepatic duct without any leak. In type C, there is injury to the right aberrant hepatic duct with leak. And type D, there is lateral injury to the common hepatic duct and the common bile duct. Next, the type E of the Stasberg classification. Here there is full section injury to the common hepatic duct or the common bile duct, and this is similar to the Bismuth classification. So where is the injury is present with respect to the confluence? If this injury is more than 2 cm from the confluence, it's type E1. If it is within 2 cm from the confluence, it is type E2. If it is near the confluence but the confluence is still intact, then it is type E3. If the confluence is destroyed, then it is type E4. And if the injury is to the right aberrant hepatic duct and the CBD, then it is type E5. So more than 2 cm, less than 2 cm, near at the confluence, and RAHD with CBD. Next we'll see about the Kasai classification for the extrahepatic biliary atresia. There are 3 types, type 1, type 2 and type 3, and type 2 has 2A and 2B. In type 1, there is atresia of the common bile duct alone. In type 2A, there is atresia of the common hepatic duct. The gallbladder and the CBD are still patent. In type 2B, there is atresia of the common hepatic duct, the common bile duct and the cystic duct. The right and the left hepatic ducts are patent. And type 3, there is atresia of the right hepatic duct, the left hepatic duct, the common hepatic duct, cystic duct and the CBD. The whole extrahepatic biliary system has undergone atresia. So in type 1, there is atresia to the CBD. In type 2A, atresia to the CHD, common hepatic duct, and type 2B, common hepatic duct with the common bile duct. And type 3, there is a right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct, common hepatic duct, bile duct and the cystic duct. Next is Sendus classification of the Merizier syndrome. So this is the cross section of the common hepatic duct and the gallstone. In type 1, there is extrinsic compression of the common hepatic duct by the gallstone. So the gallstone is compressing the CHD. In type 2, it has started invading the wall of the common hepatic duct. And this invasion is involving less than 1/3 of the common hepatic duct. In type 3, the erosion is 2/3 of the common hepatic duct. In type 4, the gallstone has completely destroyed the common hepatic duct. In type 5, there is formation of cholecystoenteric fistula. So in type 1, there is extrinsic compression alone. Type 2, the erosion is less than 1/3. And type 3, the erosion is 2/3. In type 4, the common hepatic duct is completely destroyed. In type 5, there is cholecystoenteric fistula formation. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you everyone for listening to this video till now, and please do like this video if you like the content and share it to your friends and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please do comment if you have any doubts, and if you want me to make any other video in a very concise manner, please do comment below. And please do add this video to your last minute revision playlist in YouTube, so it will be useful for you before your exams. Thank you and see you next video. Bye.